Hello and welcome to Mr. Game Review Show. Don't forget to subscribe the channel, hit the like button and put a comment below the video. Thank you so much. Winning Eleven 3, released in 1997 by Konami, is one of the iconic entries in the long-running soccer football simulation series. It was known as International Superstar Soccer Pro 98 outside of Japan, a precursor to the modern Pro Evolution Soccer PES series. This entry on the PlayStation 1 remains memorable for players who experienced it back in the day, as it introduced key improvements to the series. The gameplay of Winning Eleven 3 is a mix of arcade-style accessibility and realistic football mechanics. It strikes a nice balance for fans who want a satisfying, yet not overly complex, soccer experience. Players control the action on the field with responsive mechanics, making dribbling, passing, and shooting feel satisfying. However, compared to modern football games, it lacks the depth and technical precision that newer titles offer. What made this game stand out at the time was the AI. While not perfect, it was a significant improvement over its predecessors. Opponent behavior felt more dynamic, and matches could be quite challenging. Defensive positioning, passing accuracy, and the flow of play generally improved from earlier versions. By today's standards, the visuals of Winning Eleven 3 are outdated, but in its time, it was considered impressive. The 3D character models, while blocky and somewhat stiff, were a step forward for PS1 football games. Stadiums had a decent level of detail, and animations, especially the goal celebrations, were lively and added to the immersion. The menus and user interface were simple and functional, although they lacked the polish seen in later iterations of the series. Player likenesses were basic but still recognizable for the time. The sound design, while not groundbreaking, gets the job done. The commentary, though limited, was a notable feature at the time and added a layer of authenticity to the matches. The crowd sounds and in-game effects like the ball kicking or tackling were adequate, but not much stands out in this department. One of the strengths of Winning Eleven 3 was its diverse range of game modes. You could play friendly matches, league modes, or engage in tournaments, including a version of the World Cup. It was a solid offering for the time, though it may feel bare bones by modern standards. The ability to edit players, teams, and tactics gave the game some added depth for hardcore fans who wanted to customize their experience. Multiplayer was a key feature that made this game shine. Playing against a friend on the same console delivered hours of competitive fun, and this aspect gave the game replay value well beyond its single-player modes. Overall, Winning Eleven 3 was a solid entry for its time, laying the groundwork for future PES titles while offering an enjoyable soccer experience for the PS1 era. If you grew up with the PlayStation 1 era or have fond memories of older football games, Winning Eleven 3 could be a fun trip down memory lane. The gameplay, while simplistic by today's standards, still retains the arcade-like charm and competitiveness that made it popular back then. Some gamers enjoy revisiting retro games to appreciate how far the genre has evolved. Playing Winning Eleven 3 can give you a better understanding of how football simulations developed into the more advanced experiences of today. Winning Eleven 3 was widely loved by players during its time, especially among football soccer fans and PlayStation gamers. Several factors contributed to its popularity in the late 90s. For its time, Winning Eleven 3 was seen as more realistic than other football games, especially when compared to arcade-style titles like FIFA from the same era. The game offered a relatively grounded experience with decent player movements, tactical options, and team formations. This level of realism attracted players who were looking for a more authentic football simulation. The game did well internationally, especially in regions like Japan and Europe, where football soccer is immensely popular. The rebranded International Superstar Soccer Pro version became a hit in Western markets, gaining fans who appreciated its depth and improved mechanics. During its time, Winning Eleven 3 was considered one of the best football games available on PlayStation 1. Players loved it for its fun and realistic gameplay, AI improvements, and multiplayer experience. While it might not hold up as well today compared to modern titles, it was highly regarded in the late 90s and is often remembered fondly by retro gamers.
まずはアルゼンチンスターティングメンバーを紹介します。バテストウト、クラウジオ・ロペス、オウテガ、ベエロン、サナッティ、シメヨネ、アルメーダ、センシーニ、チェモ、アジェラ、ロア。続いてサウジアラビアスターティングメンバーを紹介します。デヤイエ、ハルウィン、ゼベルアウィン、ジェハン、スリアニ、アムイン、ハメス・オアイラン、ムアレード、サエード・オアイラン、ジェバー。ボールスルー、ゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴールゴ パーゴール決まったアルゼンチン。ドリブル突破。ロベルタ・カウロス。サンパイオ。リバルド。ここでホイッスル。細かくつないでゴールキックです。ヘッドで落とす。ボールコントロール。ドイツ3人ヘセラ。高くねじ込んでいます。日本3人目中田。キーパーナイスセーブ。ドイツ4人目ハエンリッヒ。これは決めないと。なんてことだ。日本4人目山口。これは外せません。なんてことだ。ゼッターブ。パスを回す。ドリブル突破。さあここからどう攻めるのか。シュート。エクセレントなゴール。スウェーデン追加点。さあどう攻めるのか。テレン。シンクレー。